Hey, hey, universe and mining family. Grab your shovels and your pickaxes. Welcome to the show. I'm Nemesis, and of course, I'm not your babysitter. Do your own research, but let's dig in. Yo, vulnerabilities found in the Ethereum's Constantinople hard fork right after they were like, we're gonna have an uneventful hard fork. It's gonna be nothing special, don't worry, move on. I mean, this is in the wake of them already having a couple of scammy forks where they want you to send them your Ethereum. Follow this. They want you to send them your Ethereum, and then they will give you their new version of Ethereum. That sounds like a scam right there. Don't do it. But even with this, they're sitting here calling for an issue in basically the base smart contract. Because they've got the smart contract delegated for user aspect and business aspect for the way that it looks. And where from the business aspect, you get charged less gas. Now, this is actually not too bad if you're from a business standpoint. You don't want all these extra reoccurring fees just because you've got to consistently use the network. But from somebody who's going to be malicious, there is an issue with that part of the smart contract on which you can hide the funds that you have. They were sitting here, and even this article, they talk about it, where you can basically, they can hide the funds that they got and keep basically spamming the network, going, where's my pay, where's my pay, where's my pay, and just keep hitting the network like that until the network drops more Ethereum down. They didn't go as far as how much you can go into it or how much is released each time, but there is a vulnerability with their Constantinople fork, hard fork, so it's not going to be uneventful. And the developers knew that this bug existed too. A few of the developers have gone on to Reddit and publicly say that they knew about the problem. Is this some of the reasons why some of the other developers with Ethereum decided to make their own version of Ethereum? That they knew that there was issues with Constantinople. A few of the developers have been very open about this, that they know that there was a bunch of issues with Constantinople, and that was the reason why it keeps getting delayed, is that they keep finding more issues. Once you try to eliminate the miners out of the equation, or you de-incentivize them, your network becomes less secure. So now they're trying to make workarounds on this through their smart contracts. Not happening very nicely. But and then on top of that, with this Constantinople, they're going to be dropping the rewards from 3 per block down to 2. It's like, dude, so now you're de-incentivizing the miners to supporting the network because they've got to be competitive, and they're going to get less rewards for this competitiveness. So they've got hardware that's cost do-re-mi that they're going to sit there and put onto another algorithm that's going to give them proper payouts or proper rewards for the electricity that they're using and the equipment costs. I mean, it's just got to make sense. I mean, some of these people are running it from a business standpoint, not just at the at-home miner like myself, who I've only got a few pieces of equipment, but I'm not mining Ethereum just because that's the big boy sandbox, and you got to be pretty competitive. GPUs are somewhat competitive, but you put them next to ASICs, and the ASICs are dominating. ASICs and FPGAs. That's some of the reasons why even myself, I'm wanting to learn about FPGAs, and I'm actually going down that route. Just because, I'm trying to figure out ways to increase my profitability in this down market also. So I'm looking at other venues, things that might be in the future for me. We'll have to see. But again, with these guys, I mean, what's you guys' take on Ethereum with their looks like bad coding? I mean, you have 2 versions of Ethereum. that are scammier than all get out, in my opinion, of course. And then you've got Constantinople, which is basically de-incentivizing anybody from playing nice with their network. And then they've got bugs in the protocol. So I mean, for me, I think I'm gonna, wash my hands of Ethereum. I mean, until they can sit there and figure out what's going on with their protocol, there's no way that I can sit there and support this whenever all the developers with Ethereum are all having issues now. Some of the reasons why I like Ethereum Classic. The developers are not arguing. They're putting in work. They're doing stuff. They're not trying to argue with each other. Code is law. Boom, done. Where Ethereum, in my opinion, is very centrally controlled. I mean, you have Ethereum that basically reset themselves from a hack off of an exchange. An exchange asked them to give back the funds, and Ethereum did, and well, Ethereum Classic was like, yo, this ain't our fault. This was the exchange. They owe the money, not us, and code is law at this point. Bye-bye. And it shows to me that, I mean, even with bringing up Ethereum Classic, they've had their 51% attack. It's some of the things that Ethereum's going to have to worry about once the Constantinople rolls out, because once the Constantinople goes live and they go from 3 block reward to 2, or from 3 to 2 on the rewards, they're going to watch the miners kind of dip off, because they're going to look for something that's a little bit more profitable and more into their favor. And with the Constantinople, it's also going to decrease your hash rate on their network. So, yeah, it's going to be harder on your equipment. You're getting less rewards, and they're going to watch their network difficulty drop, which is going to put them into the same situation potentially as Ethereum Classic did at right at the beginning of the year. Ethereum Classic got 51% attack. Why? Because the miners dropped off the network. As soon as you drop enough miners off the network, it's easier to take control. The only reason why that hasn't happened with Bitcoin is because Bitcoin's network hash rate is just astronomical. Let Bitcoin drop down to $100, and you'll watch the hash rate drop down. Would it go down far enough to where Bitcoin can get 51% at this point? Don't know. Will we ever find that out? Probably not. Bitcoin is just too robust at this point to take that kind of a dive, in my opinion, I think. Some of the reasons why I hold Bitcoin. Not too many other altcoins do I really hold. Everything I hold goes right back into Bitcoin, and then I store that onto my little Nano Ledger S. This way it's nothing to do with my computer. It's like that, but that's just a different topic on there altogether. But with the Ethereum, do you like this whole do you like the Constantinople hard fork? Do you like any of the Ethereum hard forks, scammy or not? Let me know. Drop some comments in down below what your thoughts are on this whole Ethereum hard fork stuff. While you're down there, definitely smash that like button and hit the subscribe, the bell notification. Share these videos with people. Helps me out, gets me new followers, and helps my community grow, because I'm here dropping knowledge out to you guys 100% for free. So, of course, like always, I will see you guys on the next one.